viewers, a murder plot that has shocked the nation. How did 20-year-old Siya Goyal plan the chilling murder of her would-be husband Ketan along with her lover? Not once or twice, but 3 times. Why did Siya choose to push her fiancé, whose family's net worth is 600 crores, off the Lohagarh Fort cliff? Why did she choose crime over a few tough conversations? Why did she not simply call off the wedding if she was not interested in getting married? And the latest and the most bizarre theory, did Ketan's thinning hairline upset Siya so much that she actually plotted and planned meticulously to take his life? These are not usual questions. They are all shocking but need to be answered. Today, all we have is a battle of versions. According to Siya's parents, they had no prior knowledge of their daughter's relationship with the co-accused Chetan Chaudhary. They say Siya repeatedly assured them that she liked Ketan, wanted to marry him and was very happy. Ketan's family, meanwhile, is running from pillar to post demanding swift justice. Today, they met the Maharashtra Chief Minister and sought a fast-track investigation. While the probe is underway, all we have right now are more questions than answers.
अगर मेरी बेटी का दोष निकले तो जहां से केतन जी को गिराया गया या जो गिरे हैं वहां से ही उस दोषी को गिराया जाए।
बता रही इन्वेस्टिगेशन में क्या कारण था उसकी लापरवाही, उसमें से एक था कि केतन वो वीक रहता था, वो एक बड़ा कारण है। वो इसमें कितना तथ्य है?
सर, केतन एक छोटा पैच लगाता था, लेकिन ये शादी से पहले ही क्लियर किया गया था, उनको सबको बताया गया था।
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate with me, Ashutosh Srivastav, lawyer for Siya, Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP of UP, Rekha Agarwal, lawyer, Abha Singh, lawyer and activist, Shom Kapoor, activist. First question, Ashutosh Srivastav ji. Siya 3 बार वहां गई. Thrice, this whole whatever investigation we've seen so far, this whole incident happened after 2 failed tries, 1 dress rehearsal. I'm just saying, isn't this cold-blooded murder if the facts are to be believed? Also, if there were problems that she had with Ketan and did want to marry him, if she had another boyfriend or somebody she was interested in, why kill somebody? Why spoil their life, their family's lives? Why not just tell your parents and opt for another person who you really want to get married to?
See, first of all, I think the matter is still under investigation and nothing has been submitted to that effect before the trial board. Now, if somebody says that she has said so, what we are listening, if we talk about the law, we know very well that even the Section 23 of BSA and Section 25 of the earlier Indian Evidence Act, which clearly says that if any accused makes any such kind of confession or statement before a police station during detention under pressure is not at all admitted evidence to conclude anything. Now, if she makes any such statement before the magistrate, as per the law, that too without the presence of any police official there in the closed room before the magistrate, then only any sort of her statement or confession can be, taken into consideration.
I appreciate your legal voice, but Vikram Singh ji, Ketan has lost his life. That is a reality. Ketan lost his life at the Lohagarh Fort cliff, where he earlier also had an accident, and as again I'm saying, according to sources, what information is available, there was an earlier attempt where he was tried to be pushed, but God intervened and he was saved because there was a tree, and it was made out to be that he was being saved or pushed because there was a snake there. अब कह रहे हैं कि Siya का statement we should not rely on. If that is the case, what happens to the life that has been lost?
Good evening, Navika ji and fellow esteemed panelists. Nothing could be more shocking and surprising than this, that what Siya has done. Ketan died before his time and the family stands ruined today. And it's for the skillful investigator to get to the bottom of the whole episode. And this is not just a cold-blooded, deliberate murder. An entire family has been decimated. And I'm also not surprised by the statement given by Sia's parents that they want her hanged. Lo and behold, let me tell you in writing today on your platform, they will hire the best legal brains to get her out of the hangman's noose. But the fact of the matter is that there is incontrovertible evidence, 2,400 telephone calls, 280 hours of talk time, meaning thereby that almost all the waking hours were spent in communicating with Chetan Chaudhary. And rest assured, we have always had to deal with very eminent lawyers, and there are eminent lawyers on your panel also. But where there is a will, there is a way. Investigating skills are such, both forensic, IT, and also the electronic surveillance, they are incontrovertible and evidence. This is a very small shred of evidence, Navika ji, that a statement made before the police, we don't rely on that. That is one stepping stone to get further convincing evidence. And therefore, the evidence that the police will place, I'm sure, will take both Chetan Chaudhary and Siya to the hangman's
You're
noose.
absolutely right. The electronic surveillance, from all accounts, shows the presence of Ketan, Siya, as well as Chetan on the some occasions at the Lohargarh fort. Even, a kind of a dress rehearsal between the failed attempt and the final attempt where Ketan lost his life. But Abha Singh, the question I want to really ask is, there are questions being raised in the society. If Siya did not want to marry Ketan, why go on with this facade of going to Bali for a pre-wedding photo shoot, then the passport getting lost, and taking him to Lohargarh fort, making an attempt? All of these are alleged information that we're getting from the investigation. Ye sab kyun? Why can't she, as a woman, within her right, say she doesn't want to marry Ketan? Why come up with all kinds of excuses like thinning hair, stuttering Ketan, and take away an innocent life because you don't want to marry a person and you are interested in somebody else?
Navika, you've raised a very valid question. The root cause is patriarchy. It is all showbiz. Today's marriages are all Insta events, hotels, showbiz, and the parents, for them, it's a status. What all earnings they've done all their life, they want to show off that this is the family their daughter's getting married into. And as rightly said, that Ketan's family was very rich, 600 crores and whatnot. So, on one hand, we are giving...
Where is the patriarchy here, Abha Singh? And I want to bring in Shoni Kapoor also. Why do you think this is about patriarchy? Simply because Siya seems to be a confident girl. And I'm saying seems to because we've seen some videos, we've heard some accounts. Of course, this is not a judgment. But the fact is that she seems to be educated. She seems to be an outgoing girl. There are videos of her dancing, laughing, talking to people. Now, somebody like her doesn't seem to be, very pressured by societal norms. Why not just be upfront with your parents and tell them you don't want to marry this boy, you want to marry somebody else? Is that reason enough to kill somebody?
Sonam Raghuvanshi was also pressured into that marriage, and then she took her lover to kill her husband. Here also, on one side, we give so much freedom to our daughters to date, to have friends, to a party. And on the other hand, we want that it should be an arranged marriage. See, it was Goel into Kejriwal. It was all same Banya community. We want arranged marriage. We want it in the same community. We want it in the same status. That is why it is called patriarchy. And when the girls are pushed to the wall, then they start scheming this. Otherwise, the girl doesn't realize that her life
is that justification, Mr. Kapoor?
See, I can only smile because a crime committed by a male is a crime, but a crime committed by a female turns out to be patriarchy, that she was forced to commit this crime. What kind of discussions we are having? It was a cold-blooded murder, nothing else, and it was decided by her. She did not have the guts to stand up to her parents. Is it patriarchy? Then why this woman was so educated? Why are we educating our women so much if they cannot just stand up and tell what they want? And then what are the justifications coming from this lady in the confessions? It is coming that he was balding, he had thinning hair, and then at one point of time a statement was there that she wanted him to cancel the wedding, and as he did not cancel the wedding, she was left with no choice but to murder him. So what
Murder him?
what
Well,
kind of,
you know,
what kind of women
it actually makes me tremble. No choice but to murder. But this is,
Yes.
you know, just because a woman, a young girl has pressure of getting married into her own caste by her parents, can she plan a cold-blooded murder in which, in what we've seen so far in this case? And Rekha Agarwal, that's my question to you. She goes to the Lohagarh fort. First time pushes Ketan, again as per reports. That fall is, stopped because he hangs on to a tree. Then she goes with Chetan, does a recce of the whole place again. And the third time takes Ketan again and this time pushes him, to his death. Now this, according to me, is actually cold-blooded murder. It has been planned meticulously. Now, a girl who does not have the guts to oppose her parents has the guts to plan a murder in this kind of meticulous planning. How does that work?
Extremely shocking, and as you rightly said, it is nothing but a cold-blooded murder. No reason on earth can justify her scheming with another person and taking the life of a fiancé. It was nothing but a cold-blooded murder. If she had the brain, if she had the confidence, if she had the mental stamina,
But she has the mental stamina. She has planned this murder.
Yes.
I mean, how can you call a girl underconfident when she's planning a murder to such great detail?
Exactly.
That is the
She's
question
overconfident.
that defies any logical answer, and that is where, as a society, as a whole, this question actually comes up. What made Siya plan this murder in the manner that it has, given the information that we have in public domain right now? And if she could plan it to such degree of detail, then why was she underconfident in just confronting her parents? तब डर लग रहा था, अब डर नहीं लगा? That is the question tonight we as people of this society are asking. We leave it at that, waiting for the investigation to tie all the loose ends up. But thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight. With that, it's a wrap. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back on Monday. Have a safe weekend.